Exclusive contracted novel by Feilu Novel Network. Hong Kong film. Awakening Red Alert, opening machine gun sweeping Ba Guan traveling to the world of Hong Kong, daring to fight but never being favored. Big Boss B only sees Qizai Chen Haonan in his eyes. Lin Yaohua sneered. The red alarm system is in hand, as long as it can feed the system, why succumb to others? Why do we need to plan for killing Ba Guan? Directly, little brother Long transformed into an invincible bandit and killed through the Royal Bathhouse alone. Is a club about power or manpower? 1,000 super soldiers from explosive tanks blocking your doorstep, you're not afraid. 500 super engineers occupying all your territory and still receiving legal protection, do you agree? When the entire Xiangjiang and even the national level began to pay attention to Lin Yaohua's power. It's already too late. Lin Yaohua, with millions of apocalypse tanks leading the way and countless magnetic explosion infantry washing the ground. He is already the leader of the most terrifying force on Blue Star. Why is the red alert system so bad? Lin Yaohua. Because I raised him. Let's see how the protagonist Lin Yaohua and his henchmen, along with the bandits, opened up their own kingdom in the 90-year Xiangjiang. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Will Red Alert be defeated? The base explosion will travel through. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. I shouldn't have downloaded any gun version of Red Alert back then. Now it's better to be a thug for others all day, still the kind of person who works hard and doesn't please. Xiangjiang has enough fuckers. Causeway Bay is a bar where the noisy music complements the swaying guests on the dance floor, creating a luxurious nightlife atmosphere. Lin Yaohua was lying in the corner of the bar, looking speechless. Including today, it has been 3 months since Lin Yaohua traveled to this world. At first, he saw a classic Red Alert nostalgic version pop-up window popping up on the webpage, and thought of the time when he used to make a series of self-destructing small trucks hit a machine, crying for his father and calling for his mother. Lin Yaohua also became interested and clicked on it. The webpage turned out to be normal, without any viruses, and the Red Alert game was also very orthodox, making Lin Yaohua enjoy playing it. But just as Lin Yaohua was manipulating a self-destructing small truck to rush into the Wujiao building and detonate, Lin Yaohua's computer, along with the beautiful national base across from him, exploded. This explosion brought Lin Yaohua to Xiangjiang in the 1990s. Thinking of this, Lin Yaohua couldn't help but take a sip of the Xingli beer that the bar girl had just handed over. When Lin Yaohua first crossed over, he was undoubtedly extremely bewildered, especially when he crossed into an era where the streets were often filled with chaos, which was even more terrifying. Fortunately, the large amount of memories that followed temporarily relieved Lin Yaohua. My own identity is not a miscellaneous fish that can be easily chopped to death. Not only do I belong to the Hongxing society, but my status is not low. Because I dare to fight and fight, I am already a famous thug in Hongxing. Besides, there is also good news and bad news. Good news, it's me and Big Boss B, a group of orthodox individuals. The bad news is that I am talking to Big Boss B. As a big boss, I am just like in movies, super loyal. Of course, what we're talking about is the loyalty of Chen Haonan, who has a good relationship with him and is like his Qizai. Despite Lin Yaohua's hard work and exhaustion for the club, it may not be as good as Qizai Chen Haonan's big brother making Big Boss be happy. It can be seen from Chen Yaohua, who was clearly a direct hitter under Big Boss B and did not go to Xiyin Mountain, but was sent to Causeway Bay. All of them came from the same group. Chen Haonan was wandering and making a fortune on a street in Xiyin Mountain, while his predecessor had worked hard for so long, and now he is still a bar spectator, which can be said to be quite real. But it doesn't matter anymore. Lin Yaohua doesn't care much about whether Big Boss B values or treats things differently. Anyway, he didn't plan to stay under Big Boss B and work for a long time. Little sister, I'll take a nap. If you have something to do, call me. Okay, brother Yaohua. Lin Yaohua greeted the bartender at the bar and lay down on the sofa, ready to fall asleep. Lie down and sleep. One day has passed again, and the monthly dividends of tens of thousands of yuan are still being received as usual, which is something that many henchmen seniors cannot envy. As for being forced to fight for favor in front of the big shot B who firmly values Chen Haonan due to unfair treatment. Come on, it's not cheap. In the future, Xiangjiang will be the era of money, and figuring out how to pave the way for oneself and make money is the most practical. I'm a bit confused about grabbing food with a bunch of rotten kids in the gutter. But for now, take a nap before we talk. Adhering to the spirit of the new youth who can procrastinate, Lin Yaohua closed his eyes and prepared to fall asleep, discussing with Zhou Gongchang whether to pursue real estate or commerce in the future. However, at this moment, a crisp mechanical reminder did ring in Lin Yaohua's mind. Ding, the system energy has accumulated and is now awakening, me chow. Lin Yaohua on the sofa suddenly widened his eyes when he heard a sound and was about to fall asleep. Inima, the system. You're finally here, damn it. As a qualified traveler, Lin Yaohua still knows the meaning represented by these two words. The body lying on the sofa, although trembling with excitement, was immediately covered up by a lazy flip by Lin Yaohua. Yu Guang looked around and did not notice the unusually noisy crowd around him. Lin Yaohua then closed his eyes again and immersed his consciousness in his mind. And at this moment, the Q sound in my mind also came back. Congratulations to the host, awakening the super red alert system according to the host's identity, the most suitable camp has been matched for the host. Dragon Kingdom, the current permission function has been opened, please explore on your own by the host, note. System upgrades require the host to continuously obtain resources to improve, and the system will also provide corresponding permissions and rewards. Please keep up. Get resources to improve. As a principle of all things being for the benefit, Lin Yaohua naturally has his own way of dealing with people and things. What you want is destined to require corresponding sacrifices. Lin Yaohua believes that even the system is no exception, and he directly asks the system what it is to obtain resources. All functions and permissions of the system require resources for activation and redemption, such as the initial activation of the red alert system, thanks to the host finally accumulating the minimum activation standards yesterday. Minimum standard, activated. Lin Yaohua frowned and pondered the meaning of the system. Suddenly, as if thinking of something, his closed eyes widened. Damn it. What's my dividend? Gone, you dog system. Lin Yaohua flipped over and bounced off the sofa. Ignoring the surprised gaze of the little girl, she rushed straight to her lounge in the bar and dug out a tin biscuit box in a dark compartment. My Nima, it's all gone. Lin Yaohua felt his blood pressure surge up as soon as he saw the bare situation inside. 100,000 yuan, after deducting my own expenses, the full 3 months of dividends are gone. Dog system, come out. What do you mean by this? Lin Yaohua threw the tin box back in his hand, pulled out the system panel, and asked coldly. This 100,000 Hong Kong dollars, all of Lin Yaohua's dividend surplus over the past 3 months, except for expenses, will be used as a contingency fund for his future fortune. Now a system has awakened and drained all of its 3-month savings, so we have to give it an explanation. At this moment, it seemed that Lin Yaohua's anger was felt, and the system also responded in a timely manner. Ding, this system adheres to the principle of win.Win, and while enhancing the system with the resources obtained, it will also feed back to the host, requiring some energy activation at the beginning. Moreover, the host's 100,000 Hong Kong dollars is only a condition for system activation and has not been consumed, but converted into system points for use by the host. And the host doesn't have to worry, the system's capabilities will definitely make the host feel that it's worth it. The The cost of activating this is really high. Rao heard that his Hong Kong dollars did not disappear out of thin air, but the feeling of his savings suddenly emptying still made Lin Yaohua a little uncomfortable. But the matter has come to this point, if you don't accept it, you have to accept it. Let's first take a look at the system points and what the so-called functions look like. But if what the system provides cannot satisfy him, even if he has no way to terminate the system now, he will find a way to prevent the other party from absorbing any of his resources in the future. Subsequently, Lin Yaohua clicked on the user manual that popped up in the system and began flipping through it. But at this glance, he was completely shocked on the spot. Chapter 2. System Introduction, Terrifying Resource Demands. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Surprisingly able to manifest in the real world. This kind of thing is a bit too magical. In the lounge, Lin Yaohua was still filled with shock as he watched the introduction on the system interface. The introduction of the Red Alert system states that once the system is activated, the host can utilize resources to bring the people and buildings in the Red Alert to the real world. And the adaptive world automatically creates identities for people and buildings. That is to say, in Red Alert, as long as you have enough resources, you can directly form a magnetic explosion infantry army, wash the ground with armored artillery, and become the world's great demon king without any problem. This kind of thing, even though Lin Yaohua has gone through time travel and the current system awakening, still feels somewhat unbelievable at this time. The Red Alert system also happened to be providing supplementary explanations in its local area. But Lin Yaohua knows that the phrase, as long as there are enough resources in the introduction is definitely not that simple. Sure enough, when Lin Yaohua flipped to the next page, the introduction of the system at the back, as well as fragments related to price and resources, directly made Lin Yaohua take a breath of air. The Red Alert system has a total of 9 levels, and currently Lin Yaohua is only the lowest level one. All the permissions are only 10 combat units and 3 construction units, and the current inventory list that the barracks can access is also very limited, and there are currently no concrete permissions for buildings. And among them, the permission level, construction, production, implementation and other functions all require the support of the system's previously mentioned system points. This is also the reason why Lin Yaohua sucked in the air conditioning. 1,000 to 1. He exchanged a full 100,000 Hong Kong dollars for only 100 points in the Red Alert system. This exchange rate is also too terrifying. Lin Yaohua shook his head and had a plan to temporarily abandon the system. The current number of points, even unable to build half of the power plant, has consumed his savings for 3 months, which is still based on his own participation in the show. If converted, it will probably take several years to build the most basic Red Alert 3-piece set, power plant, military factory, mining site. Not to mention the subsequent levels, permissions, and achievements, it not only requires Hong Kong dollars, but also various materials, energy, precious metals, and so on. It can be said that it sounds terrifying. Is it not fragrant for Lin Yaohua to go to Malaysia for a carefree life with that money? Lin Yaohua has a bitter corner of his mouth. Unexpectedly, I finally awakened my golden finger and declared it shattered due to the lack of money. Although the system is good, let's talk about it later. Although Lin Yaohua is somewhat unwilling, he has decided to temporarily put down the system. However, at this moment, as if feeling the possibility of being abandoned, the system's prompt sounded. Ding, the system has been successfully activated this time. Not only will 100,000 Hong Kong dollars be fully exchanged for system points, but the Red Alert system will also give away host infrastructure gift packages, base vehicles, power plants, barracks. Please rest assured that the Red Alert system adheres to the principle of win-win, and every effort made by the host for the system will not be in vain, and it is worth it. The Red Alert system will do its best to cooperate with the host for improvement, in order to achieve the result of resource acquisition. Is this the system making a concession? Lin Yaohua frowned and looked at the system page with great interest, which had already switched to the panel of the red alert game. If I had not given up just now, would the system still engage in this proactive act of cutting flesh? Although the system won't answer, Lin Yaohua already has an answer in his heart. Okay, since that's the case, let's take a look. Lin Yaohua's eyes twinkled with light. Touching with his finger, he clicked into the same interface as the red alert game. The national system has already been bound according to his identity, and as soon as he enters, there is a unique red interface of the Dragon Kingdom. The red base, power plant, and barracks gifted by the system are now ready in the only map of the Dragon Kingdom. At this point, Lin Yaohua directly opened the barracks section in the panel and selected countless red alert players who were amazed by it. The basic units of the Dragon Kingdom and the Dragon Kingdom soldiers. As for why, the reason is simple. Dragon Kingdom soldier. Manifestation point *100. At present, he can only exchange for the most affordable Dragon Kingdom soldiers. Then, Lin Yaohua saw the red building representing the barracks in the system and began to emit smoke suddenly. Immediately after, a soldier wearing a red tight-fitting suit and holding a submachine gun appeared from the barracks. Dragon Kingdom Soldier *1 has been generated, current level. Level 1, upgradable, is at present manifestation. 10,000 Hong Kong dollars, Lin Yaohua has to see the effect first. If the effect is not satisfactory, then even if the system cuts the flesh, it will not be a scapegoat. After Lin Yaohua confirmed, the system started running. Host. Dragon Kingdom Soldier, Unit. 1. Starting to manifest the next second, a person suddenly appeared in front of Lin Yaohua's desk. Sir. A fierce voice immediately aroused the indifferent Lin Yaohua. I saw a man holding a submachine gun and wearing a red military uniform, standing tall and straight at his desk, like a sword piercing through the sky. Although there was no action, Lin Yaotian felt that his originally empty and desolate office had become as heavy as deep water. Is this the real character that emerged from the appearance of the Dragon Kingdom soldiers? Lin Yaohua has already straightened his body. The dark-skinned man on the opposite side exudes an aura that is definitely not comparable to those scumbags in Causeway Bay. What's your name and what are you good at? Lin Yaohua suppressed the palpitations in his heart and said to the man. Report to the chief, my name is Long-Yi, and I am the chief's first soldier. I am skilled in killing people. Upon hearing Lin Yaohua's inquiry, Long-Yi immediately made a standard salute, and at the same time, a sound like a bell burst out from his chest, a strong sense of oppression emerged from the man, making Lin Yaohua's hair stand on end. It seems like there's something there. Lin Yaohua took a deep breath and looked at the soldier in front of him, who looked like a powerful tiger. Suddenly, he felt a little hopeful inside. Now the momentum is definitely enough. If the ability is really as impressive as in the game, then 100,000 Hong Kong dollars. It is said that in this era, although people can be found to replace death, for wealthy people, not even a single penny can be considered. Those bodyguards from wealthy families may have more than this amount of living expenses for a week. And can those slackers who wait to die and sell their bosses fake goods at critical times compare with Long? You should know that the system has clearly indicated that the soldiers who appear are guided by the principle of defending Lin Yaohua. That is to say, Lin Yaohua's orders, even in their lives, are dominated by him. In that case, the requirements behind the system. Let's see if this Dragon One's true abilities can meet the requirements. Lin Yaohua thought about the terrifying resource requirements in the user agreement and kept making choices in his heart. But now, let's first see if the Dragon Kingdom soldiers that appear are really as fierce as in the game. Take off your military uniform, leave your submachine gun here for now, and come back to pick it up when you're settled. Lin Yaohua raised his hand and said to Long-Yi. Although Xiangjiang is chaotic now, it has not yet reached the point where one can walk freely with a submachine gun in hand. Long-Yi's body is too dazzling. Throwing a T-shirt and pants of his own to Long-Yi casually, and placing the submachine gun in the dark box, Lin Yaohua looked at Long Yi as he changed into clothes. Although the soldiers of the Dragon Kingdom are not tall due to special conditions, they are half a head lower than Lin Yaohua, who is 1.8 meters tall. But those sturdy muscles, as well as the arm circumference that is enough to support the T-shirt cuffs, are definitely a real tough guy. Don't call me, sir, in the future, call me Big Brother. As long as you handle things well, if I have Lin Yaohua to take a bite, I will definitely not starve you, brother. Lin Yaohua walked up and said to Long Yi. Yes, Big Brother. Long Yihong answered in a loud voice, with a majestic face and a simple smile, which seemed to be very helpful for Lin Yaohua's promise. Lin Yaohua nodded. What he said is also true, after all, he is a subordinate who can die for himself, and this kind of commitment is only the most basic. When it comes to placement, it's easy to do so. Soldiers who show up have reasonable identities, and no one can say anything about having a younger brother. However, how to test Long Yi's level is actually a difficult problem. Lin Yaohua touched his chin and couldn't find a good way to test Long Yi at once. Skilled in killing. Although there are quite a few scumbags watching the show, I can't really choose a lucky customer to let Long Yi take over. While Lin Yaohua was pondering and worrying about this matter, the door to the office was suddenly pushed open. A horse with yellow hair on its head and lip studs on its mouth shouted at Lin Yaohua. Brother Yaohua, the boss has a meeting with the brothers, let you go over. It's about the promotion of Haonan's big shot. Chen Haonan promoted. Suddenly, a spiritual light emerged from Lin Yaohua's mind. Chapter 3. Boss, I think Chen Haonan. You are listening at novel full.audio. In Lin Yaohua's office, Huang Mao pushed open the door and reported to Lin Yaohua about the call of Boss B. However, upon seeing the muscular bulges and terrifying aura of Long Yi in the house, the originally carefree yellow-haired voice immediately subsided. Jiwei, is this Lin Yaohua's new younger brother? How come I don't know? Damn it, it's quite scary. Huang Mao was completely captured by Long Yi's aura and dared not look at him. He could only lower his head and say to Lin Yaohua, Yaohua, are you going? I still need to reply to that side. However, when he turned his head, it was Lin Yaohua's gaze full of sneers. You bastard, under my command, always call Chen Haonan the big shot. If you were given a chance to join in, I'm afraid you wouldn't just wag your tail and run away. Lin Yaohua has no good impression or respect for the yellow hair at the entrance. Due to the lack of respect from Big Boss B, after being assigned to the Causeway Bay seating area, Lin Yaohua's capable 49s and 49s mostly defected to Chen Haonan's side, leaving behind useless wastes such as Huang Mao. Previously, Lin Yaohua did not plan to stay in the troubled land of Hongxing for long, and he also needed people for errands and other activities. He didn't care much about his subordinates who were not big or small. But now, Long Yi. Big brother. Lin Yaohua whispered a sentence, and the dragon in front of the desk answered loudly, shaking the yellow hair at the door. However, the next moment, Huang Mao heard Lin Yaohua's cold voice. As a junior, no big or small, I can just break into the office and hack your hand according to the gang rules without any problem, but if you want to run errands for me, let's lower it to a discount. Long Yi, take action. After Lin Yaohua's voice sounded, Huang Mao originally wanted to refute. However, the next second, Dragon Yi, who stood like a pine tree in the office, transformed into a cheetah. Before Huang Mao could react, Long Yi had already appeared in front of him, locking his neck with one hand and lifting him up. Then, the other hand grabbed Huang Mao's wrist and twisted it backwards. A heart-wrenching scream echoed throughout the corridor, and even the people on the edge of the bar outside seemed to hear a commotion. 4 or 9 other spectators around heard the commotion and ran over one after another, looking at Huang Mao, who was lying on the ground outside the office door in pain and wailing, unsure of what had happened. However, when everyone saw Lin Yaohua wearing an olive-green suit, with cuffs tied and a calm expression, walking out, everyone was stunned. This is Lin Yaohua, the playboy who spends his days fooling around. Neither the new 49 nor the old 49 in the bar have seen Lin Yaohua like this. Cold and indifferent, full of the oppressive power of those in power. Even 49, who had seen Lin Yaohua fight fiercely with others before, felt that it was far less than 1/10 of what Lin Yaohua is now. Needless to say, at this moment, following behind Lin Yaohua, Long-Yi had a pair of captivating tiger eyes, with a chilling aura. My office, if anyone dares to open the door casually in the future, it will end up like Huang Mao. Lin Yaohua glanced coldly at the gang members who were surrounding him, put down a sentence, and left straight away. No one dared to stop, and wherever they passed, they obediently gave way. The guys at the bar don't know why their big shot suddenly became so scary today, nor do they know how this situation can be good or bad. They only know that this feeling seems pretty good. People all worship the strong. Watching Lin Yaohua's graceful departure, the young men in the bar all showed excited expressions. As for Huang Mao, who fell to the ground and had a hobby, no one paid attention. On this side, Lin Yaohua, who was sitting in the taxi, patted Long Yi's shoulder with satisfaction. After all, the two hands just revealed by the talented dragon were truly fierce. For a while, it also made Lin Yaohua more confident about his future plans. Although lying flat in the bar all day, Lin Yaohua still knows about the club. Nowadays, Xiangjiang is determined to lie flat, while Yang Kuan, who is determined to expand his business, has been constantly expanding his power recently. There have been many frictions with Xiyin Mountain alone. At this point in time, Boss B held a meeting to promote Chen Haonan. Undoubtedly, the official plot of Gu Fuzi is about to begin. And this time, it was Chen Haonan's opportunity, but with good luck, it was also Lin Yaohua's opportunity. If he wants to truly activate the power of the system, then this opportunity is up to him. In the taxi, Lin Yaohua looked through the window at the bustling streets and colorful neon lights of Xiangjiang at night, with a resolute expression in his eyes. From Causeway Bay to Xiyin Mountain, although not far away, it is naturally incomparable to the few small heads who are already working within the scope of Xiyin Mountain. By the time Lin Yaohua arrived at the conference hall of Big Boss B's Fist Hall, Big Boss B, along with several butlers and skilled fighters below, had already arrived. Among them, it includes the protagonist of this meeting. At this moment, Chen Haonan sat respectfully on the left side of Big Boss B with a happy smile on his lips, listening to Big Boss B's speech. Behind him were a group of Chen Haonan's younger brothers, including Xiangjiang, Datyener, Jiaopi, and Foreskin. What made Lin Yaohua laugh was that even though it was the meeting convened by Big Boss B and he called for these little brothers, Lin Yaohua had not yet arrived. It looked like the meeting had already been held for 7 or 8 weeks. It seems that whether Lin Yaohua can come or not is not important. Even the chair in front of the long table was not left for Lin Yaohua. Chen Yaohua, did he actually come today? Maybe you've had enough time at your own bar. Come over and show your face, take some benefits, ha ha ha. In the conference room, when Lin Yaohua came in, a few butlers and thugs, including Big Boss B himself, didn't pay much attention. After a glance, they continued to discuss. As for Chen Haonan and the mountain chicken behind him, they looked even more contemptuous, as if glancing at Lin Yaohua like looking at a horse. Sitting in the corner, the two saw the situation and quickly pulled Lin Yaohua to bring him a chair. Brother Yaohua, here you are. Sit down and wait for you. Big brother is about to announce, sit down. Chen Yaohua nodded and didn't say anything before sitting in the corner with big head. Brother Yaohua, who is this? The two looked curiously at Long Yi standing behind Lin Yaohua. My new younger brother, Long Yi, is very skilled in fighting. Let him play 2 moves with you when he has time. Okay, I'm worried about not having anyone to practice with recently. Thank you, brother Yaohua. Big Head smiled foolishly, and Lin Yaohua's mouth also curled up. Looking at the excited Big Head, his heart relaxed a lot. Throughout the entire martial arts school, he only had some fondness for the honest little brother De, who had helped him once when he needed money urgently before. Now it seems that this is indeed the case. Big-headed people are still good. You can take this little brother with you in the future. But now, let's get down to business first. At this point, in the conference room, the grandiose discussions of Big Boss B and others also came to an end. Boss B cleared his throat and glanced at Chen Haonan, whose mouth was almost crooked with a smile. His eyes were filled with affirmation, and he stood up and said to the people in the conference room. Haonan has been with me for almost 10 years now, daring to fight and making many contributions to the club. So, I plan to continue the opportunity of Mr. Zhang's regular meeting and recommend Haonan to be promoted to red.Lin. Everyone has no objections, right? The big shot looked at the thugs and guys in the conference room with a smile on his face, all talking about fairness and democracy, but the meaning in his words was that it had already been decided. No objections. How could there be any objections? We all see the contributions that Brother Haonan has made to the club, and I support it. I also support it. Who else can have this red stick position besides Brother Haonan? Support. The younger brothers naturally expressed their support, indicating that Chen Haonan should have been in power long ago. The big head in the corner also applauded with the flow. It didn't matter who became the red stick, it had nothing to do with him. However, just as everyone was cheering happily, Big Boss B nodded in satisfaction, and Chen Haonan and his team laughed uncontrollably. A voice, however, froze everyone's smiles on the spot. I have an opinion. Boss, do I think Chen Haonan doesn't deserve this red stick? Chapter 5. Boss, I'll take care of the person and get paid. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. Oh my God, where did the terrorists come from? Robbery. Why did you run out of a bathhouse? Something big has happened, report it to the police, report it quickly. Causeway Bay Street is already in panic due to Long Yi's violent behavior. Countless vendors and pedestrians fled wildly until they saw Long Yi getting in the car and leaving at the corner of the street. It was only then that they dared to gasp for breath and start discussing. The enthusiastic citizens of Xiangjiang quickly ran into the phone booth and informed the police of the situation, hoping that someone would come and solve this bandit as soon as possible. Poking the street, it's too scary. Eating beef awful happily, suddenly someone gave a sudden assault with a submachine gun. Who could bear it? The crowd was panicked and undecided, while in the streets and alleys, the horses from various clubs saw the situation and were all shocked to drop their chins. Who amu, that person is Ba Guan, right? How could such a narrow-minded person provoke such a person? If he loses his mother, everyone will be beaten to pieces. Hurry up and report it to the boss. This is such a big deal. On one hand, the curious people were surprised that the ruthless Ba Guan in Causeway Bay had been killed, while on the other hand, they were afraid of the masked bandit they had never heard of before. They are the lowest-level horsemen who usually fight with steel sticks and machetes to the death. They have heard of a big shot who used a handgun to kill an enemy. But where have you ever seen someone directly use a submachine gun to shoot someone? If you come to find them, each little brother swallowed his saliva and dared not think anymore. He quickly took out his own BB machine and reported the news to his boss. The shooting incident was still very serious in Xiangjiang in the 1990s. After receiving the news, not long after, riot police cars arrived at the Royal Bathhouse one by one. Members of the Flying Tigers team, wearing bulletproof vests and carrying live ammunition, quickly got off the car and lined up, as if facing a formidable enemy. But when the Flying Tigers rushed into the bathhouse, looking at the hallway, the bathtub, the bathhouse bodyguards who were accurately shot, and the orange shells in that area, they couldn't help but feel shocked. The police chief in charge of leading the team has a splitting headache. Where did this street thump come from? It's so lawless. Armed killings in the bustling city, submachine guns, more than 10 lives. If this matter is not resolved properly, he will also end up as the sheriff. Everyone, block the scene. No one is allowed in until the legal personnel have finished handling the scene. Especially those who remember. Yes. The Flying Tigers received orders to divide into several teams and directly remove all the remaining personnel from the Royal Bathhouse. They held gun handles at the front and rear doors, causing countless reporters who rushed to hear the news to become anxious. Officer, what happened? We have heard that there are murderous demons appearing in Causeway Bay, is that true? Sir, we have the right to broadcast this matter to the people of Xiangjiang. Please let us in. For a while. The strong lockdown by the police, the crowds of journalists asking questions, and a large number of residents of Causeway Bay watching and discussing. The entire scene was extremely chaotic. And no one knew that such a big commotion was only caused by the young boy from a club. On the other side, the office of Monley Bar in Causeway Bay. Lin Yaohua looked at Long Yi, who had already changed his clothes, with a stunned expression on his face, and was extremely surprised in his heart. Without him, because at this moment, at the feet of Long Yi, a black shroud bag was lying quietly, and the head exposed at the opening, besides Ba Guan who ordered to be killed. Could it be anyone else? Are you just killing people like this? Lin Yaohua couldn't help but take another level of view from Long Yi in front of him. I only sent Long out in the morning to see if I could find an opportunity to figure out the route of Ba Guan. The submachine gun given to Long Yi is only for self-defense purposes. I didn't expect it to be long before Long Yi directly slaughtered the person and even brought the body in front of him, which was really impressive. And here, when Long saw Lin Yaohua's inquiry, it was also Hong Sheng's response. Yes, big brother. The mission target is closed and has been successfully resolved. I have already planned the travel route in advance, and the entire journey was covered with a mask. No one was tracking the evacuation process, so no one will be able to track it. Tisk, even the back road has been resolved. Lin Yaohua looked at Long Yi's straight body and his evaluation of the red alert system grew higher and higher in his heart. The incident of swallowing him 100,000 yuan before is no longer a problem. Just 100,000 Hong Kong dollars is enough to achieve such a fearless and clean solution to a task that few members of a club dare to take on, which is also very cost-effective. Okay. Long Yi, you did a very good job this time. You can have a good and carefree time later. Lin Yaohua walked up and patted Long Yi's shoulder, feeling very satisfied. This is the first young man. With his current level 1 permissions, he can hold up to 10 units. As long as the money is in place, 10 fierce little brothers like Long Yi we can invest in the red alert system. With a flash of light in his eyes, Lin Yaohua had already made a decision in his heart. Then, with a curled corner of his mouth, he pointed to the body lying on the ground and said, "But now, let's go find my boss and submit the task results." Yes, big brother. 30 minutes later. Xiyan Mountain, Hongqing Boxing Hall. Bang. With a loud bang, the little brothers in the gym had not yet reacted, and the gate of the gym, which was temporarily closed, was kicked open by someone. A group of martial arts schoolboys stood up with angry eyes, just wanting to know that it was the time when they were not afraid of death. A black shroud bag was thrown onto the ground of the gym, causing everyone to shut up. Sleeping trough, this is. The group of 4 or 9 in the gym looked at Lin Yaohua who walked in with a calm expression, and Long Yi who followed behind with a tiger back and a bare waist. They were all shocked. An hour has passed since the Royal Bathhouse shooting incident. Even the weakest club now knows the news, let alone the Xiyan Mountain Club, which is already extremely concerned about the situation on the Ba Guan side. Damn it, it turns out he killed Bashu. The Royal Bathhouse bandit is under Lin Yaohua's command. Damn it, this news is amazing. Hurry up. You guys are fighting the street, close the door and don't let outsiders see you. A group of people swallowed their saliva and were deeply moved. Although the news from the horses is that a masked man killed Ba Guan, I don't know his identity. But at this moment, looking at Long Yi, who was full of evil energy, as well as the body-wrapping bag on the ground, with just a hint of association, I knew whose body was inside. Who can be the bandit who killed the royal bathing beach under the eyeliner of all the clubs in Causeway Bay? Who amu, where did Lin Yaohua find this evil star? In the gym, the group of thugs and seniors who once looked down on Lin Yaohua sat upright and dared not show their previous attitudes anymore. Those who come out to work are all for money and fame. This really angered Lin Yaohua, and he was suddenly killed by that bandit. How unfair. Unable to provoke, unable to provoke. Park Street, why is it so noisy outside? Don't you know I'm working inside? At this moment, Big Boss B, who heard the commotion outside, angrily pushed open the office door. Upon receiving the news from Ma Zai, he was still uncertain about who had killed Ba Guan first, and whether this person would also deal with things like him. But when Big Boss B pushed the door, he saw a corpse thrown in the hallway. Especially due to the impact, the front zipper of the body bag just burst open, revealing the familiar and tragic face of the big shot. Boss B was scared and numb. Big shot. Just as the fierce bandits who thought they were killing Ba Guan approached, Big Boss B heard a familiar word. As he looked up, Lin Yaohua was standing in front of the body, smiling respectfully and saying, "I have already slaughtered Ba Guan street thug. But my younger brother got injured because of this, so I'll give him 180,000 yuan to buy some Dita liquor." Chapter 4. Kill Ba Guan. What did the bandits teach on site? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Yaohua, what are you saying? In the meeting room of the boxing gym, the happy atmosphere that was originally good for you and me instantly fell to freezing point. Boss B looked at his once daring subordinate, but he had been silent for several months, and his eyes were full of surprise. However, Lin Yaohua didn't pay much attention to these things. He stood up gracefully, shook the hem of his suit, and said to the group at the table. "Big shot, don't you ask if you have any objections?" "I do. I oppose the election of Chen Haonan. Chen Haonan, he doesn't have the qualifications to be this red stick." Lin Yaohua spread out his hand and repeated what he had just said with ease. As soon as these words were spoken, the conference room erupted in an uproar. Watching Lin Yaohua suddenly become so dominant, many people didn't expect it. "Lin Yaohua, you." Chen Haonan's face turned pale. He wanted to argue with Lin Yaohua, but was stopped by the big shot B standing beside him. "Io, what are you doing?" Boss B looked up at Lin Yaohua and asked coldly. Although the voice was calm, judging from the already bulging flesh on his face, Big Boss B's mood was already very unhappy at this moment. "Boss, don't get angry, I don't have any other intentions." Lin Yaohua spread out his hand and did not stop because of the intimidation of Big Boss B. Instead, he showed a look of grievance and said, "I am your direct younger brother. I have been with you since the age of 8, and I have made contributions to the club for more than 10 years now, right? Where is Chen Haonan? In terms of qualifications and contributions, which one can he compare to me?" Boss Beat directly whispered, "So you mean I'm biased towards Haonan?" No, don't misunderstand, big shot." Lin Yaohua sneered inwardly, but on the surface, he explained, "Haonan is also great, but big shot, you let Chen Haonan directly take over, let me, and these elderly people who have been following you think. Even if we don't succeed, we still have to give our brothers a chance, right? Some things are assumed by default, but if they are spoken out, it will be completely different." Lin Yaohua's words directly made everyone's faces change. A group of 4 or 9 old men turned their heads at this moment, wanting to see what Big Boss B was saying. Now, on the contrary, Big Boss B is sitting on wax. Lin Yaohua watched as the other party glared angrily, but did not retreat at all. Red stick, he doesn't intend to give it to Chen Haonan. To put it plainly, this is just representing the gold medal hitter in the club. But in practical terms, it represents becoming a formal disciple of Hongxing. In the future, if streets, tea houses, restaurants, and dance halls are allocated, it will have direct benefit management, rather than being allocated by others. If you want to support a system with a terrifying appetite, Lin Yaohua will definitely not let go of this formal job opportunity. Okay. At this moment, Big Boss B's face trembled and he loudly said, "If you want this opportunity, I'll give it to you. Now there is only one quota for the recommendation of the red stick. Ba Guan from Causeway Bay, whoever can kill him, I will push him to the top." Big shot. Shut up, that's settled. Boss B stopped Chen Haonan and looked around the conference room, especially after staying with Lin Yaohua for a long time. He loudly said, "I'll put the opportunity here. If you have the ability, come and take it." This last sentence also determined the outcome of the meeting. The competition for the remaining red sticks depends on their respective abilities. As for the rest, undoubtedly a big shot B, providing various intelligence and weapon support to Chen Haonan is like giving no explanation to me. It's really fair. Causeway Bay, Lin Yaohua returned to the office and chuckled softly. In ancient Chinese movies, it may seem effortless to kill a big shot, but all of it is achieved only with sufficient intelligence and effective means. Just rely on one name. Hehe, not to mention killing someone, you may not even be able to see a person. However, Lin Yaohua doesn't care about these things either. All he has to do is get the chance to get this red stick. Lin Yaohua, who has watched movies, naturally understands the situation of Ba Guan. The Royal Bathhouse, this beloved industry of Ba Guan, may have 9 out of 10 days when the other party takes a bath and presses their feet inside. As for hands-on activities. Lin Yaohua looked at Long Yi standing straight at the table and said calmly, "Royal bathtub, Ba Guan. Can we get rid of this person with these 2 messages?" "No problem, big brother." Long Yi didn't hesitate at all and answered in a loud voice. "Okay, then go ahead." "Yes, big brother." After Long Yi left, Lin Yaohua leaned alone in a chair and whispered softly. "System, do you have the qualification for me to take care of it? It depends on whether you can satisfy me this time." 2 days later, at the Royal Bathhouse. Chen Haonan and his companions were completely naked, with a white towel draped around their waist and scattered into the bathtub. And the gaze of a few people was unintentionally scanning the man in the largest bathhouse. It's not easy for this guy to get close. Chen Haonan thought to himself. This special bathtub, with bodyguards alone, consists of 2 teams, one outside and one inside. Not to mention that knives and weapons cannot be brought in. If there is no special relationship to apply for VIP, they will be directly thrown out by these bodyguards. Even if he came in, it was difficult to get close to Ba Guan's side as he had been following 2 close followers for a long time. But now all of these have been easily resolved. The news of Ba Guan's arrival and the VIP have already been handed over to Chen Haonan by Boss B, and the mountain chicken carrying various weapons is also ready on the field. Just enter the dressing room for a while and pull the 2 close-fitting dolls away, it's the end of Ba Guan's life. Thinking of this, Chen Haonan couldn't help but laugh. "I have a big shot covering me up, why are you arguing with me, Lin Yaohua? You can't even enter the door of this bathhouse." The excitement of the red stick about to reach him made Chen Haonan couldn't help but get excited. However, at this moment, there were voices of arguments outside the bathhouse. "Sir, this is a VIP bathtub, it's not something you can enter casually. Please leave. You look suspicious, hurry up and leave, otherwise don't blame us for being impolite." The voice of the security captain outside made the people at the bathhouse curious about who was so bold and dared to cause trouble on Ba Guan's territory. However, in the next second, the intense gunfire directly stunned everyone. Bang! Long-winded. A cold and extremely cold sound followed by gunshots, and then the curtain of the bathhouse was lifted. A man wearing camouflage clothing and a black mask, holding a submachine gun, rushed into the bathroom and shouted directly. Ba Guan. Ah. In a daze, Ba Guan instinctively responded. But the next second, in that black submachine gun, fierce flames burst out. Sudden. 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 In just an instant, the once arrogant Ba Guan had become a honeycomb coal. Like a torn piece of cloth, he fell to the ground with blood all over his body. Ah! The VIPs taking a shower in the bathhouse were so scared that they screamed out. Damn it! The bodyguards in the field also touched their waist when they saw this situation. But I didn't wait for them to take action. The masked man's gun aimed directly at a few people and started shooting. Stubborn, stubborn, stubborn. Fierce flames spewed out again from the muzzle of the gun. What's even more alarming is that under such a huge recoil, those bullets accurately hit every bodyguard. The crimson blood mixed with brain plasma, fainted directly in the water of the bathtub. The terrifying scene drove the entire bathhouse crazy. Damn it, I killed someone. The people in the field didn't care whether they were dressed or not, and fled in a swarm towards the back door. I'm your mother. Where did the bandits come from with special codes? Run quickly. Chen Haonan and a few others couldn't care about any tasks anymore, so they just ran away as usual. A huge bathhouse, a crowded crowd, a scene of panic. But the masked dragon won, like nothing, dragged Ba Guan's body towards the door. Bodyguards rushed in from outside the bathhouse. What greeted them was one precise bullet after another, taking away their lives. In the end, everyone threw away their weapons, crawled on the ground, looked at the back of the bandit, and walked calmly to the street. Stubborn. Stubborn. The bullets of the submachine gun roared in the sky. The good street pedestrians dared not stop anymore and fled in panic. But a red taxi arrived with a pinch, but stopped directly in front of it, picked up Long-E and his body, and disappeared into the street. Only fear and noise remain. Chapter 6. Obtaining the territory. Once again, soldiers appear. You are listening at novel full.audio. Yaohua. What are you doing? Inside the gym, at this moment, Big Boss B looked at Lin Yaohua gradually approaching him and unconsciously took a step back. Damn it, I didn't expect the terrifying bandit reported by my subordinates to be my younger brother's younger brother. Even this big shot B couldn't accept it. He never expected that Lin Yaohua, who he usually didn't care about, would have such a fierce person under his hands. It's not impossible for me to follow closely to see Ba Guan and both teams of bodyguards tomorrow, even if I can directly go to the Royal Bathhouse with a charging period grab today and kill Ba Guan and both teams of bodyguards. Although his boss B is usually tough, he just relies on the brand of Hongxing to follow Xiangjiang. Even though there are only a few pistols in the office, his heart has long lost the fearless state he once had. Looking back on the various coldness and exclusion towards Lin Yaohua in the past few months, Big Boss B couldn't help but sweat from his back. Boss, what are you doing? I killed Ba Guan, don't you express yourself, boss. Lin Yaohua couldn't help but feel amused as he watched the shocked look on Big Boss B. Nowadays, Hongxing, except for Liang Kuan who has ambitions, is all just waiting to die in Hongxing, which is truly despicable. But these have nothing to do with him. Now Lin Yaohua only wants his rightful share of the reward. What does it mean to represent? Boss, my little brother risked being chopped to death by the bodyguard in order to kill Ba Guan. Now he's covered in injuries. Boss, you wouldn't let the little brother who went through life and death for you go back like this, would you? Please appease me with 300,000 yuan for medical expenses. What? Boss B's mood has gradually calmed down. After all, the little brothers in the martial arts school are here, and we cannot lose the momentum of being a big shot. But upon hearing Lin Yaohua's words, he exclaimed loudly in his heart, your little brother has killed more than 10 others. Now stand here well, where is there any harm? However, Big Boss B looked at Lin Yaohua, who was smiling, and then at Long-Yi, who was respectfully fighting behind him. In a state of inner turmoil, he still swallowed his refusal. My boss B has always had clear rewards and punishments. This brother is brave and invincible, and 300,000 yuan is my reward for him. Boss B's face twitched as he finished speaking, then took out 3 large rolls of cash from his arms and threw them to Lin Yaohua. What a special thing, just treat it as sending off the plague god. To be honest, now Big Boss B feels very unfamiliar with his former little brother, and he has started to think about how to plead with Lin Yaohua in his heart. The younger brother below is good, but the special code is too strong. It's really hard to say who the boss is. Hey, Master Xie, the red stick you promised before. Lin Yaohua took the thick enough cash from the 3 rolls, just glanced at it, then put it in his arms and said with a reasonable expression. Of course. I keep my word. Take your mother in your mouth, you street thug. Damn it, anyway, he's just a high.N thug, so the person in charge is still me. Boss B gritted his back teeth tightly, but still said, at this meeting, I will recommend you to Mr. Jiang as the red stick. From now on, in Causeway Bay, including Monli where you are, 3 bars, and a dance hall, you will be the one sitting in the hall. Are you satisfied? According to the rules, after ascending to the position of red stick, as a big shot, one naturally needs to allocate territory to their subordinates. Although the industries in Causeway Bay are only scraps allocated by the community, and due to their location in Liangkuan, the benefits are not very good. But no matter how small the mosquito is, it is still flesh. At this point, Big Boss B gritted his teeth and finished speaking, his face was already extremely displeased. Hi, big shot, what are you saying? You've given me so many territories, so there's nothing else I'm not satisfied with. Lin Yaohua didn't seem to see Big Boss B's pale face at all. He arched his hands and smiled at Long-Yi, saying, the body of Ba Guan will be handed over to Big Boss. I'll go see a few venues first and contribute to our club as soon as possible. After getting what he wanted, Lin Yaohua turned around and left the gym with Long-Yi. Only one big shot B, who was already extremely angry, was left behind. Woohoo! Interestingly, although these few venues are not very good, there has been a lot of flowing water over the course of a month. Half an hour. Monli Bar Office. Lin Yaohua looked at the several books in his hand and couldn't help feeling a sense of relief in his heart. I really underestimated Xiangjiang, this place that attracts money and is terrifying. Even the most peripheral venues under Big Boss B's command generate a net weekly flow of over 500,000 yuan. No wonder in the movie, those red sticks like Chen Haonan drive sports cars and buy Changhong every day, and it's really easy to earn money together. Of course, now these belong to Lin Yaohua. After taking over these 3 new venues, Lin Yaohua also withdrew the remaining 100,000 yuan from his account. Long-Yi, take these money and spend it. You deserve it. Lin Yaohua threw the 100,000 yuan he had rolled up in his hand directly into Long-Yi's hand and said, work hard in the future, there will be anything in the future. Brother Xie. Long-Yi's honest face showed a smile. Although he is always loyal to Lin Yaohua, he is also a living person. At this time, Lin Yaohua's high regard for him deeply moved Long-Yi. Ha, since you have already demonstrated value in the red alert system, let's cooperate well. System, recharge. Lin Yaohua's lips curled up, and after opening the system panel, he immediately rushed the remaining 300,000 yuan in his arms into the red alert system. The thought rose, and the 3 bundles of cash disappeared without a trace, and the system's prompt sound followed closely. Ding, received host's cash recharge, start converting system points, conversion successful, host's current system point balance. 300, it's still very expensive. Rao was 300,000 yuan without much effort, but it was immediately exchanged for 300 points, and Lin Yaohua couldn't help but feel a pang of pain. However, thinking about the significance represented by these system points, a smile appeared on Lin Yaohua's face again. The system has 3 soldiers from the Dragon Kingdom. Received host request. Start generating soldiers. The system's prompt sound sounded, and the red barracks in the panel roared, emitting white steam. In just a few seconds, 3 red soldiers had already appeared next to the barracks. Soldier generated successfully, beginning to manifest, deducting system points *300, with the 300 points that Lin Yaohua had just exchanged cleared to 0 on the panel. The 3 soldiers with different faces, but with military uniforms, spears, spiritual momentum, and dragon-like molds, appeared in the office. Big Brother. Because the template of Good Dragon 1 has been input in advance, several soldiers of the Dragon Kingdom took off their uniforms directly, revealing a streamlined tendon flesh, and bowed to Lin Yaohua and shouted. Ha ha ha, good. Long-Yi, put away the gun, and then take these 3 new brothers to buy some clothes and supplies, have a good meal. The money belongs to me. Yes, Big Brother. Feeling the astonishing momentum of the 4 people in front of him, Lin Yaohua's face showed a very satisfied smile. The first step in one's own rise has already been taken. Chapter 7. Shocked by major societies, Lin Yaohua begins. You are listening at novel full.audio. While Lin Yaohua was checking the bill for the new venue, Long and several new soldiers were eating together. Chen Haonan and a few others returned to the Xian Mountain Boxing Hall with a panicked expression on their faces. Because they didn't escape much at that time, a large number of police officers rushed over, and Chen Haonan and his companions, who were carrying their belongings, naturally dared not walk back openly. Finally rushed back. Let's go, quickly tell Big B about the closure. Chen Haonan and a few mountain chickens pushed open the gate of the martial arts gym. Although Ba Guan was not killed by them, the target of the mission has died, which can be considered as completing the mission. Based on his relationship with Big Boss B, it is not impossible to give him the position of the red stick directly. Chen Haonan thought this way and walked all the way to the office of Boss B. But for some reason, as he walked along the way, the brothers who usually befriended him in the martial arts school were now looking at him with strange expressions. And it wasn't until he walked into the office and communicated with Big Boss B that he realized the real reason. That bandit is Lin Yaohua's little brother. Chen Haonan and a few others were directly confused. The mountain chicken on the side was even more frightened by its crowing and shouted, I'll pounce on his mother. What about that terrifying bandit? Maybe it's Lin Yaohua, that useless little brother. How could it be? Saying words of disbelief, but recalling the lawless figure holding a submachine gun in the bathhouse, the chickens couldn't help but tremble. Anan, this is the end of the matter. You can wait for the red stick this time. If possible, I'll talk to Mr. Jiang and see if we can have you come up as an extra. The big shot B on the side also sighed helplessly. As for Lin Yaohua, you guys, Anan, don't provoke him recently. Yes. Big Brother. Chen Haonan's lips furrowed, but he could only lower his head and agree. The news from Xian Mountain cannot be concealed. Although no evidence has been found yet for Long Yi's killing of Ba Guan, several clubs in Xiangjiang all know that the bandit who killed Ba Guan in Causeway Bay was from Hongxing. The entire martial arts world was also in an uproar due to the emergence of this powerful man. And the Lianshan Club. At present, the person in charge of the matter has a serious expression and is worried about Hongxing, a notorious bandit. He said to several hall masters present, why does this bandit suddenly appear in Hongxing, and we have no intelligence at all? Boss, maybe it's their secret weapon. It's okay, don't worry. A hall master who has a good relationship with the boastful chicken said loudly. As soon as he finished speaking, the big D on the side threw the tea bowl in front of him directly. Secret weapons, where do you get so many secret weapons? The young Big D had a mischievous expression and didn't pay any attention to the uncles in front of him. He cursed loudly at the group of officials behind him. "Gone, your mother, the club is now preparing to plant flags in Tsim Sha Sui. Damn it, suddenly there's such a fierce bandit. If this is a secret weapon, with a few more secrets from that special code, can we still grab territory? Can we just disband? Hurry up and get out of here, investigate. Find out the details of this bandit, otherwise I will directly attack your whole family." "Yes, Big D." A few officials dared not refute, so they quickly ran out, causing the first person to change their expression. And Ah Lu, sitting on the side, gently skimmed the tea leaves in the cup. Surprisingly, there was no opposition to Big D's behavior. After all, his Big D dispute can be put aside, but if they don't understand the specific situation of this matter, their future plans will definitely be at a loss. And except for winning and winning together. The incident of Long Yi's 1.1 provocation has shocked many other clubs in Xiangjiang. Dongxing, the Qin Gang, the Triad, and even the senior executives of the Hongxing Society where Lin Yaohua is located have begun to pay attention to this matter. Dongxing. The leading camel sat on the chair and exclaimed loudly, "Damn his mother, such a fierce subordinate should be from Dongxing, and they are also worthy of Hongxing." In recent years, Hongxingyan has been content with the current situation. Although the leading camel does not like to cause trouble, the idea of annexing Hongxingyan has never disappeared. At this moment, Hongxing suddenly appeared with such a fierce figure, which really surprised and delighted the camels. "I have 5 tigers under my command, each capable of fighting against one side. If we could bring this fierce man back under our command, then, throw it away. Boss, why don't you just sweep the field with a submachine gun? I can do it too." At this moment, a man with bare upper body muscles and a few strands of yellow hair on his head smiled and said to the crow, "If you like it, big shot, wait for me to investigate this guy's background. If he wants it, I'll bring him over and treat you as a little brother to the big shot. If he doesn't want it, I'll kill him. What a simple thing." Upon hearing this, the camel also chuckled and said, "Haha. Crow, don't underestimate others. But if we really succeed, I can give you the eastern line." Dongxing pays attention to Longyi, and as a member of his own family, Hongxing naturally values it equally. Not only did a few officials from the Tang dynasty dispatch their respective teams to investigate the specific information of Longyi, but even the leader of the Hongxing Society at this time, Jiang Tiansheng, ordered someone to contact Big Boss B to know the specific situation. Recently, he can clearly feel that the stability of the club has declined significantly compared to before. If such fierce people really appear in the club, as long as they can be controlled, then it is definitely a sharp sword. Of course, Lin Yaohua, as the big brother of the bandits, is naturally unaware of all external discussions. Even if he knew, he wouldn't care. Because all his energy has now been focused on several events under his own name. The funds and resources required for each level of authority in the Red Alert system can be described as terrorism. If you really want to raise the system, then your own territory is the first starting point for earning these funds. Only by continuously generating money, expanding industries and funding chains, can we achieve the plan of continuous upgrading. However, Lin Yaohua is now stumped. Without him, although he has obtained the venue, there are too few people available under him. Except for Long Yi and the 4 others, there are some rotten edges of Hongxing who cannot be supported by the mud and are simply useless. At the current stage, Red Alert soldiers are still too expensive, and there are only 10 positions available at the first level. Thinking about the increasing number of territories and industries in the future, relying solely on visible soldiers to manage is absolutely not feasible. While Lin Yaohua was feeling a headache, he also made a decision. Recruitment. Dragon 1. Yes, big brother. Lin Yaohua pointed to the 4 people who had already returned, threw the ledger in their hands, and said, 3 bars, 1 dance hall. Long Yi stayed with Monli and me, and you each allocated the other 3 territories. I don't care what you do. Within 3 days, grasp all the situations of these 3 venues. Whether it's the ledger or personnel, they need to be able to grasp it all at once. Lin Yaohua looked at the 4 people waiting for orders, his eyes flickering with a light. Recruit capable young men and train them in your way, he said. I want these 4 venues to never cause trouble. Can we do it? Lin Yaohua gave a simple command, but received 4 loud affirmations. Then, as if recalling something, he said, put away the gun for now. Unless it's a serious situation, you're not allowed to use the gun. Although the red alert system is powerful, now they only have 2 or 3 big fish and small fish. With too many guns, it is inevitable that they will be targeted by the police. Before becoming stronger, it is still better not to draw the attention of the national machinery. No problem, big brother. We are all the most elite soldiers, just a few places. Don't worry, big brother. If things go wrong, our brothers will come and see us. Long patted his chest and confidently said. Okay, I'll give you 1 month to see the results. If things are done well, you can freely dispose of 10% of the oil and water in the future. Go ahead. Yes, big brother. The Long-Yi group, who had received Lin Yaohua's affirmation and promise, excitedly went out and began to move. Lin Yaohua, on the other hand, leaned back in his seat, looking up deep in thought. Not only the venue, but also the faster way to make money, we need to plan carefully. Chapter 8. Promotion Ceremony, Big Boss B's Inappropriate Punks. You are listening at Novel Full.Audio. The second day. Xian Mountain Boxing Hall, in front of the statue of Guan. By Master Guan. Boss B is in front, Lin Yaohua and Chen Haonan are on the side, and a group of martial arts schoolboys are gathered behind them to pay their respects to Guan in unison. Thanks to Mr. Zhang's kindness and great appreciation for the talents of Yaohua and Anan, it has been decided that this special approval for Xian Mountain can promote 2 red sticks. Let's congratulate Yaohua and Anan on their promotion. It's really a great thing that we, Hongxing, have such a talented young person rising up. Congratulations to brother Yaohua. Congratulations to brother Haonan. In the martial arts gym, the front leader B constantly praised Lin Yaohua and Chen Haonan. Standing on the side, Chen Haonan, although unhappy that this red stick was earned extra, loudly stated that he would definitely serve the club in the future and seek benefits for his brothers. After all, as long as one can become a red stick, that is a solid position. Thinking about the lucrative territories promised by Boss B, Chen Haonan and the onlookers couldn't help but start fantasizing about the beautiful days ahead. Standing on the other side, Lin Yaohua not only felt indifferent to the rainbow fart of Big Boss B, but also had a bit of boredom. Mom, why did Boss B go crazy today? Can you believe you have a ghost? Lin Yaotian rolled his eyes, and once the promotion ceremony was over, he directly asked Long Yi to stay and greet the other staff members of Xian Mountain for communication and exchange, so that he could speak up easily in the future. I drove back first, found a quiet house, and started browsing the red alert system. He wants to see how he can coordinate his resources with the assistance provided by the red alert team to achieve the highest cost-effectiveness in a short period of time, in order to improve himself more quickly. While Lin Yaohua was focused on analyzing, he quietly approached Long Yi's side and called him to his office in front of Guan, a brotherly and righteous elder named B. Brother, I heard your name is Long Yi. Boss B looked at Long Yi outside the door with a smile and whispered, are you interested in following me? On Mr. Zhang's side, I have already received recognition. As long as you follow me, how about adding another spot for the red stick, so that you can directly sit on equal footing with Lin Yaohua, or even have more territory than him? How about that? Boss B didn't lie either. Jiang Tianxing personally agreed to this yesterday. But instead of adding another one, let Long Yi take over Lin Yaohua's position directly and be managed by Big Boss B. As long as Long-Yi agrees, who cares if Lin Yaohua is a crook? Boss B squinted his eyes and his tone was full of a sense of closeness. Coming out to mess around is just for this reason. Thousands of young horses, with a level of 49 throughout their lives, can become the red stick, which is a dream for many people. Boss B has already confirmed in his heart that Long-Yi will not refuse. However, what he didn't expect was that the dragon in front of him immediately turned around and left with a silly expression, disregarding the face of this person who talks about sea and mountain. After returning, he directly told everything to Lin Yaohua. He, you big shot B, you speak with a sense of loyalty, but secretly pry at my little brother. Lin Yaohua, who was sitting on the sofa, lay back and was immediately smirked. Either you can see Chen Haonan as a pawn. It turns out that he has a unique mold in his bones. He said I originally planned to get the money started first, and then deal with these trivial matters later. But since you're such a damn boss, don't blame me for showing filial piety to you. If you dare to dig me, you will kill your whole family. Lin Yaohua lifted his head and a murderous aura appeared in his eyes. After owning the system, Lin Yaohua's mentality gradually changed. It's ridiculous to be surrounded by strong soldiers from the Dragon Kingdom and subjected to small actions from behind by a character like a small hall master. How's everyone doing with their hands? After the news was released, many people wanted to bow down to you, big brother. Long Air and I have screened out a group of pretty good seedlings, and we'll wait for you to come and take a look. Okay, let's go take a look first. Lin Yaohua nodded, put away the system panel, and went to the bar with Long-Yi. Regardless of what happened between Lin Yaohua and Big Boss B. The biggest victim of the recent death in Ba Guan, the informant Liang Kun from Causeway Bay, is currently in Ba Guan's morgue, angrily smashing things. Pu Amu. Special code, Big Shot B, dare to find someone to take down my sworn brother, this matter is not over. Liang Kun's eyes showed bloodshot, his gums clenched. Kun, don't be sad. Death cannot bring rebirth. The horse on the side quickly stepped forward to comfort, but unexpectedly was slapped aside by Liang Kun. Damn Nima, this bastard owes me over 20 million yuan but hasn't paid it back. This debt is so painful for me. Liang Kun gritted his teeth and pointed to the little brother beside him, saying, I heard that the one who killed Ba Guan was a little brother named Lin Yaohua. Yes, big brother, that's what Qizai, who lives in Xian Mountain, said. Okay, special code. Go find Lin Yaohua for me and tell him to come and be my little brother. This matter is over. Liang Kun thought that if he could accept such a powerful young man, it wouldn't be unacceptable to accept more than 20 million yuan. At the same time, he added harshly, if this weakling doesn't recognize his appearance, he can directly take down that bandit. Yes, Kun. The younger brother quickly responded and set off with people. And Liang Kun pulled over the horse that had just been fanned, pressed it down, and began to physically extinguish the fire. With a comfortable expression on his face, he said, my little brother, Liang Kun, can't get it. Is his boss B also compatible? On the other side, Monli Bar. At 2 p.m., the bar had not yet opened. However, in the center of the dance floor, it was already filled with a variety of young people. These are all the horses recruited by Long-Yi and his team, which are the younger brothers under Lin Yaohua's name. Lin Yaohua stood on the stage, looking down. Although his face was pale, it was obvious that his mental state was several times better than that of his previous subordinates, and he was still satisfied in his heart. Can have such a good effect. On the one hand, the Long-Yi group has a good eye for picking people. On the other hand, it is because the news of the bandit incident has already spread, and a large part of these young men who came to respond to the call upon hearing the sound came because of their worship of the dragon. Combined with the two, the progress of recruiting young brothers in the new territory surprisingly went smoothly. Give you a week to train these people into thugs who can suppress the situation. Lin Yaohua scanned the young people below, their sharp edges curled up, and asked the people around him, management can be weaker, but I want these venues to be safer than Hongxing's other venues in a week. Can we do it? No problem, big brother. Okay, then go ahead and do it. Lin Yaohua nodded in satisfaction and then looked at the little brothers on the dance floor. Do you want to follow me? Seeing Lin Yaohua speak, the horses on the dance floor below also became excited. Through insider information, they had already learned that Long-Yi, the shocking bandit, was actually this person's younger brother. Seeing Lin Yaohua asking, the ponies shouted, yes. We want to follow Yaohua. In each green gaze, there is admiration and longing for the strong. Okay, then I'll just say a few simple words. Lin Yaohua nodded with a smile and said, now, we have 4 venues, Dragon 1 and a few of them, each sitting in a restaurant and 1 venue. The gazes of the young horses followed Lin Yaohua's fingers and turned towards the tall and upright Long-Yi and his companions, their gaze becoming fiery. At this moment, Lin Yaohua said, but this is just now, in the future, there will be a 5th, 6th, and 100th one. Lin Yaohua, don't talk about qualifications or background. Whoever makes a big contribution will be the new one in the future. And those candidates will emerge among you, understand? The new sitting hall. With these words, the people on the dance floor began to breathe rapidly, and many stuttered, I understand. However, Lin Yaohua shook his head unsatisfied and asked loudly, you will be the new seat in the future. Do you understand? With these words, the entire dance floor was ignited, and all the new moves were shouted out in unison. I understand. I understand. Well, it's not bad. Lin Yaohua nodded, as long as fame and fortune can move these young horses, then there is no need to worry about them not working hard. At this moment, Lin Yaohua saw a particularly spirited young man who was not tall, but his overall aura was overwhelming a large part of the young man around him. Liangzi, what's your name? Me. Yes, it's you. The young man was named by Lin Yaohua and was so excited that he shouted loudly, Boss, my name is Tang Jun, Tang of Tang, handsome. Oh, Tang Jun, it's interesting. Lin Yaohua looked at the young man, and the image of gang leader Tang Jun from the classic movie, New Heroes, gradually merged with the inexperienced boy in front of him. A true man with a strong sense of righteousness, willing to fight for his brothers. A faint smile appeared at the corner of Lin Yaohua's mouth. It's a potential stock. Hee, I keep an eye on you. Long-Yi, let him be a little head first, and you will personally take care of him. After nodding to Tang Jun, Lin Yaohua turned around and left. Long-Yi, who left behind some fog, and Tang Jun, who was full of joy. Thank you, Brother Yaohua. I will definitely create a world for Brother Yaohua in the future. Chapter 9. One person sits quietly, one tiger goes down the mountain. You are listening at novel full.audio. The next afternoon, it was also Monli Bar. Lin Yaohua nodded inwardly as he looked at the group of young men in front of him who were already in excruciating pain but still insisted on standing. Due to the need to cultivate available manpower as soon as possible, Lin Yaohua stopped Monli for a day. Long Air and the others went to see other venues, while Long-Yi was fully training the newly recruited young brother of the hundreds. Squatting, standing upside down, and military posture. The Dragon Country-style screening project was applied one after another to these former idle youth in society. The process is very cruel, and it can even be said to be abnormal, causing many horses to cry and run away without being able to bear it. However, what remains are completely different elite seedlings. The gaze at Long-Yi one by one, in addition to admiration, also gave rise to a ruthlessness that replaced it. These people are what Lin Yaohua wants. It doesn't need to be stronger than the soldiers in the Red Alert system, but they are tough enough, have perseverance, and have ambition. Such a group of people, under the management and leadership of Long-Yi and others in the future, will definitely not be comparable to the street-side gangsters. The plan for Lin Yaohua to expand his territory and industry in the future will also be a very important part. However, when Lin Yaohua's senses are good for these young brothers, Long Yi said aloud to Lin Yaohua that the current training situation is far from meeting his expectations. Oh. Are you saying that these people can still be sharpened? Lin Yaohua looked at Long Yi in surprise. He originally thought that these people would practice for a few more days and cultivate their spirit before they could directly go to work. Yes, big brother. Long Yi replied, these young horses have good qualifications and are cruel to themselves, but their obedience and loyalty to the organization are not yet in place. If Big Brother wants to truly train a group of reliable little brothers, then it's impossible to cultivate them in narrow places like bars. As a system-embodied soldier, Long Yi, who prioritizes Lin Yaohua's interests, naturally understands the outcome that Lin Yaohua wants. So he bluntly expressed his thoughts. Big brother, give me a piece of land, in a week's time, I can train these people into a team of elite soldiers for you. There's no need for elite soldiers. Lin Yaohua looked at Long Yi with a serious expression on his face and smiled, while adding, but since you have ideas for Long Yi, then go ahead and do it. I believe you will give me a satisfactory answer. The example of 4 games to be handed over to Big Boss B at the end of the month is probably around 200,000 yuan, so there's no need to give it to the dying person. Take all of them and rent a closed football field. It's enough for a year. Leave professional matters to professionals. Since Long Yi has given suggestions, Lin Yaohua's support is enough. Moreover, compared to these ancient fools, inspiring the fighting spirit of Long Yi in his close soldiers is what I value the most. Yes, big brother. Lin Yaohua's decision to trust him so much made even fierce men like Long Yi blush, his whole body tense, and he bowed to Lin Yaohua. Excitedly, he shouted loudly to the standing horses on the dance floor, everyone rest. Come with me to the new venue later, I want to practice you little ones well. Okay, Dragon 1. Boss, if you don't train me, I'll kill you. A group of exhausted young people collapsed on the ground, but their mouths cheered, each full of indomitable spirit. Oh, not bad. Lin Yaohua nodded and was ready to inform Long Air and the others to send the money over. However, at this moment, the door of Monli Bar was kicked open by someone. Lin Yaohua and others looked around and saw a curly-haired man wearing a red headband and holding a cigarette in his mouth, walking in arrogantly. And a group of horsemen holding steel sticks rushed out from behind, and in just a moment, they surrounded the entire Monli Bar. Puma, what kind of people are you? Don't want to live anymore, come to Monli Bar and act wild. A group of young people on the dance floor were suddenly startled by this posture, but then they helped each other up one by one, looking at the surrounding thugs with a stern expression. What is this, the naked boys' party? Ha ha ha. You're Lin Yaohua, right? Where did you find all these green garlic? It's quite funny, the curly-haired man scanned the little brothers on the dance floor who were hard-lipped but their legs were trembling, and laughed loudly. Then, he looked directly at Lin Yaohua standing on the platform and shouted loudly, my name is Wu Ji, and the boss is the leader of Causeway Bay, the handsome Kun boss. Our boss is very interested in you. Come and be our boss's little brother, it will benefit you. Hurry up and come with me. Go over and pay my respects or else I'll just leave you here today. In just a few words, the arrogance of the black chicken can be said to be incredibly vigorous. The eyes of Lin Yaohua and others were also filled with arrogance. When Wu Ji arrived, he was a bit wary of the notorious bandit Long Yi. However, upon learning that the other party was just a red stick, or a small character of the newly promoted red stick, he immediately lost his initial worries. Te Muz, it's just a red stick, and so is he. According to Hong Xing's qualifications, it's not a problem for the bandits, including Lin Yaohua, to call him Wu Ji Gu. He came to call Lin Yaohua on behalf of Kun Gu and brought so many people, which can be considered as giving him a lot of face. However, to the surprise of the black chicken. Foolish. Lin Yaohua on the platform just glanced at the black chicken and turned around to find a sofa to sit down. Hey! Poker, what do you mean by the special code? Hurry up and follow me. To the bedroom. Before the crow's words could be finished, a figure like a fierce tiger rushed over like lightning. Among them, Long-E, who was at the forefront, was also a powerful heartfelt kick, kicking the unresponsive black chicken into a frenzy. The next second, all the teeth of the crow's mouth were stepped on by the heavy foot that followed. Ah! Long-E's ruthless attack, along with the heart-wrenching scream of the black chicken, directly suppressed everyone present. The little black chicken next to him wanted to step forward and become the boss, but with a glare from the dragon's eyes, he was scared and stuck in place. Watching helplessly, Long-E picked up the mournful black chicken and came to the wall. Who am you, disrespectful to my elder brother? Sandbag's big palm pressed down on the head of the black chicken and directly hit the wall of the bar, making a loud thud. Scarlet blood bloomed directly on the face of the black chicken, splattering bloodstains on the walls and floors. The crow himself was on the verge of fainting. However, all of this is far from over. Who am you, insult my elder brother, there's a dead end. Long-E's tiger eyes were full of ferocity, looking at the black chicken that had already rolled its eyes, without any mercy. Dong! The black chicken's bloody head once again hit the wall of the bar. The terrifying scene made all the thugs and the little brother feel dizzy. Dong! What dares to shout at my big brother, die? Dong! Kill you! Dong! Dot! Long's eyes turned red as he cursed and slammed the head of the black chicken in his hand against the wall. The sound of collisions continuously rubbed against everyone's eardrums. The voice of the crow rooster, from its initial screams, turned into a mournful cry, and finally into a dead silence. There are cracks on the wall. The head of the black chicken also shrunk. On the ground, it was already red and white, mixed together. Ugh. The extremely bloody scene has scared everyone in the bar to death. Some young people on the dance floor, including some of the thugs under the black chicken, couldn't bear the scene and started vomiting in place. Even Lin Yaohua sitting in the distance felt a hint of nausea. Standing up, he said slowly to Long-E, Long-E, that's enough. Don't make it so bloody or dirty in the future. Our bar will still be open. Yes, big brother. Lin Yaohua's command immediately calmed the dragon in a state of rage, and he stopped immediately. He threw the black chicken in his hand, which was already like a puddle of mud, onto the ground. Subsequently, pointing at the already panicked and fearful black chicken thug, he said directly to a group of young men on the dance floor. Take good care of me. In the future, no matter what kind of black chicken, fat chicken, or pretty Kuan, your big brother will only be Yaohua. Everything else is garbage. Those who dare to insult big brother, die. After speaking, Long-E rushed towards the group of thugs brought by Wuji like a fierce tiger. Monster. The thugs, who had already been emboldened, couldn't even muster the courage to fight back and fled towards the door in terror. Just a few minutes. Originally arrogant and incredibly handsome, Kuan's subordinates had already escaped cleanly, and even the body of the leader, Wuji, did not have the courage to take it away. And Long-E easily returned to the dance floor unharmed. Damn it! You're amazing. Brother Long-E. Brother Long-E is amazing. I, Tang Jun, will always be loyal to Yaohua, while other clubs and gangs are like local chickens, tiles, and dogs. Local chickens, tiles, and dogs. After fear, there is an infinite worship of power. The impressive achievements and passionate words directly made a group of young adults shout out with light excitement. With the leadership of the already prestigious young leader Tang Jun, all the younger brothers shouted in unison. Always loyal to the Yaohua big shot. Always loyal to the Yaohua big shot. Brother Long Yi really has something to deal with. Watching this scene, Lin Yaohua also instantly understood Long Yi's thoughts and stood up to speak to the younger brothers below. Let's go, a football field doesn't seem like enough. Let's just pack a training camp for you. The dark green suit was casually hooked behind him, and Lin Yaohua, who was taking a group of younger brothers to the training base, had a sinister smile on his lips. Let me take a good look, what kind of surprise can you give me under Long Yi's training? Chapter 10 Boss B Cleaning the Portal. And this is good. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Han family shovel, that bastard, dare to kill my subordinates. Causeway Bay, Qiankuan International Film Production Company. Liang Kuan became furious on the spot as he listened to the news reported by his subordinates. The script, documents, and phone were all swept to the ground by Liang Kuan, and even the clothes hanging pole on the side couldn't escape, it was smashed open. Death. I want Lin Yaohua, this street thug, to die. Liang Kuan's blue veins tightened around his neck and he shouted to the silly Chang beside him, gather your hands, special code. Today, I will let this scoundrel die on the street, and what kind of Hongqing bandit do you want me to kill together? Upon hearing this, a young man hesitated for a moment and said to Liang Kuan, Boss, there are rules in the Hongmen sect, and we cannot harm each other from the same sect. Although this statement is true, the younger brother was directly slapped on the head by Liang Kuan with an ashtray. Gone, your mother. Don't I know the rules of the sect? I sent someone to invite that street thug over for tea, and he killed my little brother. This is your mother's rules. I'll give you the rules. Give you the rules. Bang. 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 Liang Kuan held an ashtray and kept smashing it on the little brother's head until his body softened before finally stopping. Standing up and kicking the unlucky little brother, he said in disgust, Special size, you guys should also pay attention in the future. Whoever says these cowardly nonsense again, just pack and feed the fish yourself. Yes, big brother. The younger brothers quickly agreed without any intention of refuting. There is no sympathy for the unlucky guy on the ground. After spending so much time with the special code Liang Kuan, you still have no eyes. You deserve to be in the street. Boss, I have a solution. At this moment, as a confidant, silly Chang on one side knew it was time, so he rubbed his hands and said to his big brother, kill this street thug. This is called clearing the door. As expected, it should be killed. However. But what? Speak quickly. Liang Kuan grabbed a young man's clothes and wiped the bloodstains from his hands. As he looked at silly Chang with a hesitant expression, he knew that this boy had come up with another trick and directly asked the other person to speak up. Hee, big brother. Silly Chang smiled and said, clean up the door, there's no need for you, big shot. Lin Yaohua is a street thug who dares to harm each other from the same sect. So his big brother, Big Boss B, cannot escape responsibility as the first one. It is safe to have lax discipline. Big shot, we just need to go directly to Big Shot B and ask for punishment, and they can completely cause internal strife among themselves. With silly Chang's strategy, Liang Kuan's face had changed from gloomy to clear, and his fierce demeanor had also subsided. And silly Chang immediately said, not only that, but their Xiyan Mountain Hall is not upright. We can take this opportunity to demand compensation. After all, because he couldn't control his little brother, we lost a red stick in Causeway Bay. This is not a small matter. At this point, Liang Kuan had already shown a satisfied smile, laughing and patting silly Chang's shoulder. Okay, I knew you could always come up with some great ideas, kid. Liang Kuan nodded and said, that's right. Special code, those old rascals like Hongqing have been pressuring me with rules and regulations all day long. This time, the rules are on my side. I'll go to Big Boss B's place and ask him to clean up the door. Who dares to have any objections? Ha, let's go. Gather people and let's go to Xian Mountain to find Big Boss B for tea. Liang Kuan laughed heartily and walked out of the office with his subordinates holding their heads high. My special mother needs to take a good look. How did Lin Yaohua die? With a reason, the name speaks for itself. Liang Kuan, along with his men and horses, stormed into the territory of Xian Mountain. Faced with the vigilant Boss B's subordinates, they didn't even pay attention and arrogantly kicked open the door of the gym, with hoarse voices echoing through the gym. Boss B, get out of here. Dozens of boxers with weapons rushed out of the gym, but were stopped by many young men brought by Liang Kuan. The two sides faced off, and the martial arts gym instantly emitted a strong smell of gunpowder. Office Boss B heard the commotion and also walked out. Seeing Liang Kuan's imposing demeanor, Big Boss B also became angry and quickly walked over to drink. Liang Kuan, what are you trying to do? I'm causing trouble here. With the arrival of the big shot B, the people at the boxing gym suddenly gained a backbone and instantly regained their home momentum, approaching forward. However, Liang Kuan ignored it and walked straight to the seat on the sofa, sitting down. With crossed legs, he pointed at Boss B and cursed, "Your mother, I'm causing trouble with you. That street thug under your command, Lin Yaohua, killed my little brother. How can we calculate this account, Yaohua, did he kill your little brother?" Boss B was stunned upon hearing this. Although Lin Yaohua's venue is in Causeway Bay, he doesn't have any interaction with Liang Kuan or the others. How could he kill Liang Kuan for no reason? However, Liang Kuan didn't give him a chance to think about these things at all. He stepped on the edge of the table and said sternly, "My henchman, Wu Ji, has been with me for more than 10 years. After all, he is also a red stick with Hong Xing's reputation, but now he has been killed by your younger brother Lin Yaohua. You're the first big shot who can't escape the cannibalism among your peers." A series of continuous words, coupled with the younger brother who received the news quietly passing messages in the ear of Big Boss B, made Big Boss B's heart skip a beat, and he understood that it was very likely true. This damn Lin Yaohua has been causing trouble for me lately. Punk the street. Damn it, as soon as you dig the dragon over, the first one will take care of this brat. Long E. Suddenly, Big Boss B, who was originally feeling a bit headache, had a flash of inspiration. It seems like this is also an opportunity. My eyes turned and I quickly walked over. I sat across from Liang Kuan with a golden sword and said, "Liang Kuan, you're scaring me. You're like a 3-year-old child. How can my boss B manage his subordinates? You don't need to teach me. If Lin Yaohua really violates the rules, I will naturally handle it. Deal with it, deal with your mother, how to deal with it." Liang Kuan grinned his neck and pointed at Big Boss B, shouting, "My red stick in Causeway Bay has been killed. You must give me a satisfactory explanation for this matter, otherwise Big Boss B won't be able to establish himself in Hongqing." Liang Kuan secretly rejoiced in his heart, and next, he will follow the conversation to extort money. Not only will Big Boss B compensate, but also Lin Yaohua and the bandit will die without any corpses. Thinking about it this way, it's not unacceptable to die a black chicken. However, at the next moment, Big Boss B's words stunned Liang Kuan, even the silly Chang behind Liang Kuan on the spot. "Clean up the portal." "All right." What? I said clean up the portal. Boss B completely ignored the bewildered pretty Kuan and slammed the table, shouting loudly, "My Boss B was able to get to today's position thanks to one thing. Tell the rules, follow the rules. Lin Yaohua is the most beloved subordinate of my Boss B, but now he is fighting under the name of Xian Mountain and killing his fellow disciples. As a big brother, I absolutely cannot tolerate it. Rotten fish strong, gather people and follow me to clean up the door." "Yes, big brother." As soon as the words fell, Big Boss B angrily went to find Lin Yaohua with a group of people from his own martial arts school. Leave behind Liang Kuan, who is unclear and even somewhat at a loss. Special code, How do you feel like this guy with his hair in his mouth wants to kill Lin Yaohua even more than me?